all of the freedom in the world, and I feel like there's a lot more pressure because you can literally do anything. So I feel like, to me, I love doing those numbers, but in the beginning of the week it's a lot more stressful. And obviously it's a better payout at the end when we do it, but it's a very stressful time.
Should we all answer that?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'll be straight up, for me, like, any of like the standard dances in general, like if I have to be in frame the whole time, I think it is so boring. And it's so hard to be dynamic. That's the thing, is that it's so hard to be dynamic, and then you get nervous because you have like someone like Len that's like, oh, well, you guys broke frame too much, or blah, blah, blah.
Did you guys enjoy his ballroom dance today?
No, anytime I'm in frame, like I just get, because I'm the opposite. I'm more trained in contemporary hip hop and jazz. That's more where I feel at home. Like if they could give me every week and say, Brandon, this week you have a hip hop, this week you have a jazz, you have a tap, you have a blah blah blah, and I feel way better with that than doing like a bunch of like beans, waltzes, and tangos.
I think it really matters on your partner. I think it depends on that. You can completely be in love with the dance and then the partner will partner up with. Yeah. Not necessarily up to, like for example, if I have, I'm gonna name out, but it's not because it's actually one of my favorite parts of the whole time of being there. So like paddle bell, do jive for paddle bell, we're gonna be extremely hard. You know what I mean? And if I love that dance, how much I can be creative or anything, it's still not gonna be really jive. So I think depending on the partner who you're with, that's what really is the matter. What would be the best dance with them? Because at the end of the day, we facilitate their ability and not ours. So as a professional dancer, yes, we have a certain style that we love, but we have to rely a little bit more on what the partnership is and what's best for the show.
True. I have a question. Raise of hands, who likes the ballroom and Latin dances more over the contemporary and like jazz? So not that many.
Okay,
and
so
opposite?
Okay, so then who prefers like the contemporary and the hip hop and that edgy stuff? Wow, that is shocking.
I prefer like the ballrooms and the Latins.
Thank you.
I think they're more elegant.
Thank you.
I'm an elegant kind of guy.
Were you
Different answer, did you?
Were you approached to do the show, or did you were you able to approach the show about?
No, that's a great question. I tell a funny story.
I mean, in my case, the show approached me.
Same.
So I wouldn't really have any other experience, but do you?
Yeah, so I mean, mine was, okay, so basically the same, but Alan could attest. So Alan started, so I did a volunteer mission for my church for 2 years, and I came back from my mission, and I'm really good friends with Mandy Moore, who's one of the choreographers on the show. Very, very close, grew up dancing with her, was assisting her, all this stuff. And she got me an audition, and she pulled me up after, and it was just like, hey B, I love you to death, you're freaking out of shape and you suck. And I was just like, and I didn't hear from him for a year. And so that's how it happened for me. And then a year later, I was doing some stuff with Cirque du Soleil, and they hit me up, they approached me, but it was different. Like I feel like for them, like they came up and like, Artem, like we want you to do yada. And he was like, okay, like walked in, and like Alan, like come to this audition, oh yeah, we love you, come in. And like I came in, and they were like, nah, you suck, come over. Come back a little bit later. But starting from the bottom, now we're here.
Persistence pays off. But Dancing with the Stars, I believe they're looking out for people, so it's not like they never have open auditions, which is, cool for some people. Other people would love to audition for it. But like, I know a lot of us were approached after So You Think You Can Dance, because that's a platform where you're on television already dancing, and they coincide with each other. So a lot of people get approached as opposed to you like emailing them and trying to get on. I don't suggest that you don't do it. Try everything you can. If you have a dream, definitely don't give up on the dream. It was always my dream to be on Dancing with the Stars. And growing up in Minnesota, there was no chance of me being on Dancing with the Stars. So I don't know how it happened, but I'm very lucky to be here. Started from Minnesota, which is northwest Midwest, and now we're here.
If you were not dancing as your career, what would you be doing?
I think it's very obvious, a stand-up comedian.
be a doctor or a medic in a SWAT team. Those would be
Ooh,
like very different, but both like.
impressive.
I don't actually know. I've never thought of that because since I started dancing because of my parents, I never really thought of a different career or something different to do ever in my life. Like even to the points where I moved to this country and had pretty much nothing except for some type of dance experience that I kind of inherited back in Russia. Like I still never thought that I would want to do anything else. So I guess it's kind of like meant to be in some ways that I'm a dancer. But I do have one little story about.
Can I just say one interruption? Before he says the story, he could easily be a villain in James Bond.
Oh, good thought that one. Good thought of that. But when I moved to America for the first time, and usually like if you're a dance instructor, you continue dancing. It doesn't really take the whole day, and do so many hours a day. So I thought to myself, well, why don't I just apply for the retail job where I can go like Gap or like work in the restaurant. I mean, I went through everything that's possible because I wanted to be busy. And I applied for a lot of them in San Francisco until nowadays I got no one ever called me. So I guess that was as well a sign that I shouldn't try anywhere else, but yeah.
What was your favorite dance that you did last season?
For juniors or for adults?
Do both.
Both, okay. I would say with Alexis, it might be the Disney Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know, I mean, I love foxtrots. They're one of my favorite dances to do on the show.
It was beautiful.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for. But also, again, with juniors, Sky and JT were so special.
Yeah.
But for me, what really, when I finally thought that, maybe we're not going home this week, was, again, the Foxtrot to Unconditionally. Because, they were so cute in those pink outfits. I guess I really like Foxtrots.
For me, the last season was Danielle, and I don't know if everybody saw the season, but she was blind. And the very first dance that we did, and the very first time kind of experiencing a blind person going on that dance floor, like trying to learn where things are, and being blind was the half of the issue. The issue was actually having MS, multiple sclerosis. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. Pretty much to kind of sum up what it is one day we were training and she was really stressed, and I asked her what's wrong. She's like, I can't remember your name after we've been training for 2 weeks. So seeing her going on that dance floor and be able to perform how she did, I think that's probably as well one of the biggest highlights in my dance career, because everybody's coming to the show to have a bit of a challenge, somebody more or less. But I think in her position, I probably was very confident going to say she had the biggest challenge of them all, and seeing her overcome that was pretty impressive.
Juniors was probably Rolly, just because those kids are so pretty. So probably Rolly with the kiddos. With Tinashe, I think I would either say the Argentine tango would probably. The first one was amazing for more selfish reasons. It was the first time I got to dance on the show as a pro. I don't think anybody would ever forget that. You know what I mean? But I love the Argentine tango because it was risky. It was sketchy. There was stuff we did it I remember we did it in the run through. Were you there for the run through? And we bombed it twice. They let us go twice, and we're gonna do it either time. That stupid over the head where she freaking drilled me in my eyeball. Yeah, we missed it twice. And
Some would say it's the partner's fault.
Yeah, it probably wasn't our fault. I was probably stressing, but so when we nailed that, I was like, oh my, that was so yeah. Argentine.
She was so good. She was so good.
All right, Grandma, don't give up.
She was really talented. She came in like that, so
Yeah.
really talented.
What is your choreography process? Do you get inspired by music, by the style of dance you have, the story you want to tell? How do you put that together?
I'm really into my strength is not the same as Artem's or Alan's strengths, right? And Alan, we don't all have the same strengths. My strengths as a dancer are not like classical ballroom. Like that's not really my strength. Like I would prefer to be on the other side of the fence, somebody who pushes the boundaries, who tries to think out of the box and stuff. My biggest thing for me is good music. Like the Argentine Tango song, like a lot of dancers turn that down. A lot of pros turn that song down going into it. And I picked it up number one because I was too scared to say no to it. And number two, because like I like things that are different. I like edgy and like more urban things. And so for me, it's getting a song that I can really feel like I can like get down to and I enjoy it. And then from there, you just kind of let it fly. But a lot of prep. I'm not one of those guys that can just come in and wing it. Like I have to prep. That's just me though. I feel like some guys can come in and just throw it out.
I think all of the reasons above. I mean, it's music choice, is the idea for dance and costumes, and I don't know, just being trained as a ballroom dancer, you kind of have this mindset how you choreograph. It's very different, like from Brandon said. If you're being a ballroom dancer, what I think differentiates us from any other type of style of dance, we can do cha-cha to any songs, we can do samba to any songs, and we can do the same routine to any songs. So we don't really stick with the emphasis in actual music, but we stick to the emphasis of the just the counts. And it was the biggest challenge I think for me coming in as a ballroom dancer into the show, which is supposedly should be a ballroom show, about ballroom Latin dancing, which is I think evolved. That's I think where it started, but I think it's evolved so far and beyond. That was the challenge for me, start choreographing to that specific music. And once you figure it out, that formula, you apply all the other objects on it, and I think that's it. Also really has a lot to do with your partner and ability, because if your partner is not capable of doing certain move, you try to base the routine on personality, you know, and if your partner can't do, you might as well base on some impressive dance moves. So I think that's a great combination, and if you can realize what's the biggest opportunity to absorb with that specific person, that's what you concentrate on.
Took so long, I forgot what the question was. I think what they both said is correct. It's very important. It's based importantly on who your partner is. Again, if they have a good dancer, you can do awesome routines. You can portray a lot of emotions. I personally think music is one of the most important aspects of the choreography, because when you listen to a song, when you close your eyes, you picture something based off that emotion you're feeling. And so I personally, when I choreograph, because that's what the question was how do you choreograph? I listen to the music, and you know, whatever I feel, I do. I prep the whole day before I teach my partner. So if I have rehearsals at 5 p.m., I'll be in the studio at 9 a.m., you know, figuring out, counting out each beat, counting out the phrases, seeing what fits and what meshes well, because you can't just put steps together. You know, you gotta tell a story when you're doing a dance, and it's very important that that story makes sense. Otherwise, you're speaking broken English, and dance is a language that you wanna have fluidity and smooth speaking through your body.
Sound like that last sentence.
What is your favorite hobby other than dancing?
I started piano lessons. I'm glad there's a piano here, I'll practice later. But I think like all of us, and a lot of people on the show, we're extremely passionate about dancing, but not just dancing, we're extremely passionate people. And so I personally like to stay busy. If I have an hour and I'm just sitting there, I go insane, because my mind just runs a mile a minute. And so I constantly am learning new things, you know, doing sports, playing basketball, singing, piano, acting, anything that keeps me busy is my hobby. That was the question, right?
Right, that was the question. My hobbies, I mean, I love fishing. Fishing is fun. I love cooking. When I have time to cook, I do that. And I love riding motorcycles.
He makes homemade pasta, guys.
I mean,
Homemade pasta.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
How many that he's too humble to admit it?
he remodeled his own house. He remodels his own house. He's like the property brother.
Without a brother.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Utah, so like love outdoorsy, like that kind of stuff. I won't get into that. I love that. I like that. I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, we spend so much time developing like our craft. Even now that we're on the show, we spend so much time dancing even when we're not on the show. I would say that, which is weird because when I first started the show, dancing wasn't necessarily like a hobby of mine. I wouldn't say like a passion necessarily. It was something that I just wanted to try to see if I could like achieve and like become good at or whatever. And now it's turned more and more into like something that I'm like passionate about and like something that's more than just a hobby for me. Like it's something that I like, you know, a lifestyle that I enjoy. But yeah, so outside of that, I mean, I like to shoot a lot. Like I like to like target shooting. I love shooting, so you'll see me doing that a lot all over Instagram. So don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm a good person. I promise. Don't judge me.
Artem, on the renovating your house subject, would you ever consider starting to flip houses, or is it more just wanting to do it for your house?
Ooh, look at that.
I mean, to make a career out of it.
Or would you want to buy more houses and flip them, or are you just good at renovating your own?
It's really hard. You know, I think I would love to try and give a little bit more time for it, but like Brandon said, we don't really get a lot of time off. Like right now we have a few months off, like 3 months off, maybe a little bit over 3 months. This is the first time in probably the past 10 years that I actually had that much time off to myself. And the question is, yeah, I would definitely try it. If there would be a great opportunity to do it and I can really put mind to it, yes, I would.
Answer also that for that. I've seen Artem's house. Every little detail is so meticulous. Like his molding, if it's not the correct half a centimeter, he'll tear it down and restart. So he will never finish the house himself. He's gonna need like 3 years.
It really is annoying. I'm that type of person where, I don't know, maybe it's my eyes, I don't know. I can definitely see when things are leveled when they're not. And it's really annoying for, like, sometimes I do hire certain workers to do certain things. I don't do it myself, obviously. But I'm that type of person. Unless it's perfect, like, it's not good enough.
Well, when it's
So,
good, it's good.
answer your question, I probably will never be able to do so because it's just I'm so specific about things that it just drives me crazy if it's not. So yeah.
Total random question. Brandon, you played football before. What position did you play?
Free safety.
Free safety, people. Free safety. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Well, he was a free safety.
you were fast. You were fast.
I was fast. I still am fast. But not let it fool you, man.
Question for Alan. When you guys are on tour, you have the same songs that are playing over and over. You had it for 70-something shows. When that song comes back on the radio or on your playlist after it's over, does it drive you crazy? Do you have to turn it off, or does it bring a happy memory?
I think yesterday I posted a story where I was in the car and No Roots, the girls' number was playing. And that one was a special number because all the guys are in the changing room and that song's playing and we're singing. You know, it's not good singing, trust me. But whenever we're in the changing room, I kid you not, all we do is flip a bottle and sing the songs that are playing. We are children. But it's so funny because before the show starts, there's a song that this is 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, whenever the show started, this song would play. It was Shawn Mendes. I can sing it, I just don't remember what it's called. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. And that's like the song that gives me anxiety. It wasn't even in the show, but it was like the show is starting. But then once like we hear any song, it's like, oh, I know this song, I know this dance perfectly. If the song plays, I can stand up and do it, no matter where I am. So it's like a happy memory.
Like Artem and Brandon salsa at the end. I loved hearing that song because I knew that we had 2 more left and I made it.
This show was very
It was
hard.
hard.
Yeah, it was a lot of high energy dances. So it was like when we made it past, how many people here came to the show? Every single person. Wow, not you, Maximilian. Way to go. When we did the samba group number in the very end, it's called "Give It Up."
Oh,
It was literally we were dancing off stage. We got off stage, everyone was like, "Oh God, yeah." That was like it was a very vigorous show. From smiling so much.
Yeah.
We're dancing. It was hard. Next question.
What is the most challenging part of being a pro for you on the show?
Hands down, without a doubt, at 6:55 p.m. when the lights turn red and they're doing the elimination. That is the worst moment to be on national television. Whether you're going home or not, I'm telling you, those red lights go down and it feels like 30 minutes. Even if you got a perfect score that night, you're like, oh my God, I'm going home. This is it. At least I'm going home on a good note.
This is about purpose.
All right, Brandon, you don't have to brag.
Go ahead.
Some people didn't vote.
I'm not
Pretty much being eliminated is a bit of a. Every time that red light hits the couple, it's. No, you know what? That's beat. The heartbeat one.
It's not even a normal heart. I'm sorry. It's like this. It's like. My heart's like.
So I think that sound is just specifically gives extreme anxiety for any of us. Yeah.
And they did it for juniors as well. What would they do?
Us kids.
But I'm gonna say,
Sorry. I want to say it's not even that it's so upsetting for us. It's like we know how much work these celebrities put in. And yeah, it's not the end of the world that you get eliminated. And it truly, it makes it feel like the biggest blessing in the world when you get past the next week, when you're safe for that week. There's the biggest sigh of relief. Because, you know, you put in so much work for this person who, even in the beginning, they might not want to be there. But once they do that first episode and they realize how much fun it is, it becomes their life. You know, one of the best examples I have of that is Terrell Owens. In the beginning, he danced with Cheryl. In the beginning, he did not want to be there. And like, he was like, oh, I'll do it, but you know. After the first week, he was early, he would come early to rehearsals. He was there working hard every time. When he got eliminated, he cried. And he's like, this 6'7" football player, like 300 pounds, and he's crying because he got eliminated from Dancing with the Stars. Like, that just shows you how big of a family it is and like how much fun it really is to be there. That the most upsetting part is when someone has to go home. Regardless of if it's you or not, it's super sad.
So what you're saying is it is the end of the day for a lot of people.
it's the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's so short-lived too. You make it through and you're so happy, and then literally, so we do a press line. So like you make it through, you do a press line, you leave a press line, you get changed, you're walking out, some producer like stops you and they're like, oh, by the way, like here's your edit, yada yada, you start rehearsal tomorrow at like 6. And so you're like, wait, I literally just got my edit, I haven't even listened to my edit yet. We show up at the studio and me and Alan would eat chips and sit in a room together and just be like, oh
Sun chips, by the
my,
way.
yes, whole grain too. But like straight up, like it's so short-lived. So for me, that's the worst part of the whole thing. I mean, that for me is that is the worst. It's the next day, that Monday, because now all the pressure's in the world. And then you look on social media and people are hammering you. They're like, and I'm like, ah, dang it! So they're like, trying to like do better.
I'm gonna let Artem talk after this, but I have to add on to that.
It's scary.
When you're safe Monday night, you have an adrenaline high. It's incredible. You get to the studio on Tuesday, and this is what I'm really bad at. And I feel bad for my partner sometimes because with Alexis, we made it past next week, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Instead of celebrating, you're so stressed for the next week already. So it's like, you don't get to celebrate that you make it to the next round. I remember, and this was like a huge wake-up call for me. We made it to the semifinals. And right away I was like, okay, we gotta learn it. Like, the semifinals is the most important week. this is where we have 2 dances, this is who they vote for to be in the finale. And when you make it to the finale, that's like your end goal. It doesn't matter who wins, just make the finale. So I am super stressed, and literally, like I noticed she was like about to cry, and I was like, oh my God, what happened? What did I do? She said, we're not even celebrating that we made it this far. You know, and that was like a huge eye-opener because my whole job is to make sure that my partner is ready for that next Monday. And I want to spend as much time possible getting them ready. But it's a good eye-opener to kind of sit back and enjoy each week, because it's a huge accomplishment to make it past the next week. And sometimes you're so obsessed with what's next that you forget to enjoy and soak in the moment. So moving forward, that's what I'm gonna do for like 10 minutes and then back to the grind.
Okay, I'm done talking. Seriously.
Alternatively, what is your favorite part of the experience of being on the show?
Favorite part is to teach someone how to dance. You know, and as much as people always say, I'd rather have someone who's kind of inexperienced or been exposed to dancing, because obviously your job is a lot easier on the show because you don't have to, which I not work as hard, because it still comes in a different ways, because you want to think, you want to get better routine, you want to maybe do more complex moves. But I think if you get someone who never danced before in their lives and who probably feel a little bit embarrassed to dance, not just for you in the studio, but go out there and dance in front of other people, especially with millions on the camera, you know, to see them get confident, be able to do that with the matter of days, and kind of like look back and say, wow, I actually did that, that is so impressive. I think that's the biggest accomplishment you can have on the show, and I think that's why I love Dancing with the Stars, is for that specific reason.
Yeah, I agree. I just love performing. Like, I think there's nothing better than, like, especially when it goes well, like it is the most rewarding thing. Like, whatever your end button pose is, and it's just, I think that's like the dopest feeling. But I also really like, this is me, I love opening numbers. Like when it's like the pros get to dance together and work together, and it's like, it's just, I don't know, like we go through a lot together and we get really close through these seasons. And some of these guys have been on the show for a long time, so they have really strong connections with a lot of these other pro dancers. So that for me is always a fun, like, pro section opening number. I love that.
I'll keep it quick. Again, like Artem said, when you are able to give someone the gift of confidence, I feel like that is the coolest experience. You can't explain it. Like, to me, one of my favorite parts about being on the show is that I can make someone smile, I can make someone's day a little bit happier. Whether it's me dancing or telling a story through the dance, whatever it is, I feel like that's my main purpose, is to make someone happy. And to be able to do that for someone who has never danced before or has danced before but is extremely insecure, and for them to finish the dance, and when we walk up to the skybox and they say, oh my God, that was the best feeling in the world. That to me is like, wow, it's so much bigger than a dance show, it's so much bigger than a TV show. We get to change this person's life, and by changing that person's life, we're able to affect millions of people and influence a great, a happiness in the world, which is incredible. And I feel like we're extremely lucky for that. I personally am so lucky that I have that opportunity to influence people. I guess you could say I'm a social media influencer now. I'm completely kidding. Follow me.
You kind of talked about this already, like foxtrot. Favorite style of dance?
Argentino, not the foxtrot.
I'm gonna go for Basso.
I'll say contemporary.
You're too passionate, man. We're not so passionate.
I love contemporary.
Favorite partner?
I've only had one, so Tinashe. But I really do love Tinashe, in all seriousness, but Jerry never that's my option, so. I just feel like it's gonna be hard to, like, I was spoiled.
Keep it straight.
I was spoiled though. Y'all can just straight up, I was spoiled with my first partner. Tinashe, like, come on.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I'm gonna get spoiled in what way? she'd be able to like, dance and perform and stuff, but at the same time, like we said, Dancing with the Stars is not just about dancing. It's, when people say it's a dance competition, that's, I don't want to say it's a lie because it is, but at the same time, you can't really compare people because they all come at different stages of life. Someone is already performing, someone never done anything in front of like television, like if they in sport, whatever it is. I think because they come at a different stage, people get judged on how far they improved versus what they can do today. Otherwise, Tanasha would be the winner of the season because she was clearly the best dancer on that season. Favorite partner, it's very hard to choose because, don't be jealous now. Well, I mean, yeah. I think you can't really pick and say who was my favorite because they all become your favorite over time. They might not be your favorite when you get them because you obviously want the best dancer, the best personality, and someone who definitely can get you the Mirabelle trophy. But at the end of the day, when you spend time with them in the room and when you get so close in the sense that you have the same goal every single day, you train really, really hard with like blood and tears, or however you really explain what your process is, they all become your favorite. And then at the end of the day, when that person getting eliminated, that really hurts personally because this is direct product of what you've done with them over time. So I can't say, or I can't pick someone over someone.
True. They're all your favorite because you go on a special journey with all of them. Each one is an individual, unique journey. And it's so funny, when you get your partner, like in your head, you're like, oh, this person's gonna do well. This person, might not do so well. I'm just gonna enjoy however many weeks it is. If you guys think you know who might do well, we probably know even better. We have no idea. I was expecting, my first season I had Debbie Gibson. I was like, wow, she's from the 80s, she's an amazing singer, she's in great shape. A lot of people know her. And we got eliminated pretty early. And she had a great, if I do say so myself, she had great dances. But, you expect things, but it never happens that way on the show. So that's why I think I've learned to just enjoy every journey the way it is. And they honestly, I don't have a favorite partner. They're all incredible in their own way. Sky was the best.
We know you.
Sky was my favorite partner.
Maximilian.
How much time do you get for rehearsal every week?
It's up to the celebrity. Some celebrities have extremely hard schedules and they can rehearse 2 hours a day. I think we're limited at 5 hours a day for the first few weeks. Or 4 for the first few weeks, and then if you make it past week 5, you can add on. But yeah, are you guys tired after today? After learning 2 dances? Imagine 5 hours, like after 5 days, like their minds are fried. So it's, at a certain point, it's the rehearsal, the repetitiveness, you kind of lose the emotion. So you have to balance it out. You have to understand your partner well enough to know if they can handle 5 hours or if they can only handle 2. The kids can only handle 2.
They also allow only 2.
Kids was hard because they weren't allowed to rehearse a lot. Sorry.
But yeah, saying that 4 hours typically, but depending on the ability of your partner, how many hours they rehearse, could be 1. In my case, in Danceville was 1, so. Or maybe 2 in the whole week. Yeah. That was fun.
When did you have, if you had a switch of when dance is something that you enjoy doing in your free time, something you wanted to do?
Sorry, I don't really understand that question. All the time.
When did you realize
that dancing was something that I want to do? I started dancing because of my parents. I never really thought that that's something that I want to do it on my own. Like that was my choice. Like, hey, mom, can you take me to dance class? No, that was not the case. So my parents put me into dancing, and I don't know. But growing up back in Russia and Soviet Union, things would have been done differently. And I guess I started getting used to being over here. That you never question what your parents want for you, and that was one of those things. Thank God it worked out. because, you know, I imagine if I wouldn't like doing that, what I would do, but we would never know.
To be honest, like I said earlier, I think just now I'm starting to like kind of flip the switch on that a little bit. For a long time, it was kind of work, I guess. Like it was something that I was talented at. I was getting good opportunities, and I think just now, recently, I'm starting to flip the switch and be something that I really enjoy this. I really think that this is something that I could like devote my life to, I guess, necessarily. But even saying that's weird for me. Like I could never just be like a dancer.
I'm just paying my way through medical school. No, honestly, I had no idea you could make a career out of dancing. I mean, even when I saw Dancing with the Stars when I was 10 years old, I watched it on TV. When it first came out, I was like, this would be the coolest thing in the world. I doubt it's ever gonna happen. And then I kind of just, you know, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, I wish I could be on Dancing with the Stars. Because when you're younger, especially back then, no man asked their parents to join ballroom dancing. You know, it wasn't a thing that was happening. You know, you played sports. It wasn't cool. Now it's obviously so cool. No, but it wasn't cool back then, which kind of sucks because I feel like a lot of kids missed out on an incredible opportunity. I am so pleased and so blessed that my parents made me start dancing. And again, my parents moved from Russia right before I was born. I didn't really have a choice of if you want to do this or not. This was like, you're gonna do this, you better be good at it. And I didn't know, again, that you could have a career until I did So You Think You Can Dance. Again, don't even know how I got on that show. It was a blessing there. And I enjoyed performing. I enjoyed, again, making people happy, and I guess that's when it clicked for me. When I saw me dancing and someone else smiling back at me, I was like, oh wow, this is incredible. I want to do this.
I also think when I started dancing, I started competing professionally, and I consider that being my career. Right now, this is like a residual where I invested my time back in the day. You know, now I can get the benefits of it. Yeah, when I think my last competition was in 2005, so now you can imagine. And I think you probably saw it, Evan. The BYU stuff, I think was one of my last competitions. So I think Dancing with the Stars, it's a very interesting career because it's not really just based on dancing. You know, you can be amazing at dancing, but it's very hard to be on our show because you have to be kind of psychologist, kind of like best friend, choreograph, know how to dance, and it's like you have to like multitask a lot of things. And I think that's the part what really is describing our job. We're not just professional dancers. There is so much more to it. And yeah, so I think my career was done comparatively way back in the day.
That's all the ones I have. Does anyone else have any others that they thought of?
With 2 questions from the audience. First, the people raise their hands. Yes.
Do you
Yes.
have any like pets, dogs? I don't know.
Pets?
It's dogs.
There you go.
I used to have a dog named Snoopy. He passed away when I was in high school. I used to wear his collar because I loved him so much. Like, I had when I was, yeah, it was very strange. This is very exclusive information. Please don't repeat this. But I think I'm gonna get a dog.
Not anymore.
I think I'm gonna get a dog soon. I want a miniature pug. I love pugs. I'm a dog person. I don't know if I can talk.
What about that?
Don't repeat it.
What is that color now, Alan? Is it a bracelet now? I used to have 2 cats that I adopted back in the UK when I used to live in London and did the same show, which is called differently in the UK, called Street Come Dancing. So I used to have 2 cats, they're pixie bobs, they're hybrid from bobcats, so they're like 2 little lions. And right now, Brit Stewart, everybody will know that? Yeah, she's in the troupe and she's done the tours. She's pretty much looking after them, which I think permanent at this point. So
stole.
No, I don't do pets. I don't do the hair, the dirt, and the poop. I don't do it. I had a turtle once, and his name was Lucky. And it happened for 3 weeks. And I'm not gonna finish that story, but he was not lucky.
Well, at least you know how.
Oh, live show day.
Like what?
Live show day.
You wake up.
Oh, ooh, live show is the hardest day ever.
Oh.
Especially for couples who get eliminated. You know? Because imagine like a call time. For the girls, I think it's a 5 a.m. call time. And you do the live show till, you pretty much constantly doing something till 5, probably 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And then if you get caught, you wish you're driving to the airport, taking red eye to New York, and then you stay up. I don't know, it's like 36 hours. You're up for 36 hours. And you have to be on top of the game because you're like in front of the camera talking about being caught, you know? And your partners, yeah. It's like, what was your favorite experience? And you wish you can think of anything but thinking, I just got caught. And you're like, would you please dance for us? And you're like, you really want me to dance now? So, it's a long day.
I mean, knock on wood, I've never actually flown a GMA after getting eliminated. I mean, to the finale. No, I'm kidding. But for some reason, whenever I got eliminated, they're like, oh, we'll just satellite you. You can do it from LA, which is kind of nice. But yeah, like Adam said, we start at like 6 a.m. You do a camera. You do a camera blocking in the morning. So you're in your schedule, you do camera blocking. Then you do the opening number rehearsal. Then you do hair and makeup. Then you have breakfast. Then you do a dress rehearsal-ish. Yeah, you do dress rehearsal till like 1:30. Then you have lunch. Then you do hair and makeup and you like calm your partner down. You know, you're rehearsing as much as you can. The show actually goes live in LA at 5. So here, are we 3 hours or 2 hours there? 3. So you guys get it at 8?
Yeah.
We're there at 5. At 4 o'clock, we're literally freaking out. Everyone's like, last touches. You know, we actually run the opening number twice before we actually do it live. Even though it is live, we'll practice it, obviously. But yeah, once it's live, it just runs. And like Artem said, if you get eliminated, you do the press line after the show. So our time, 7:05, you're doing press line. At like 7:30, you're changing out of your clothes and going in a car to go to New York. You fly in the next morning, you do GMA.
No shower, no
nothing. Still in your makeup, so if you get eliminated during Halloween, it's horrible. But then you do GMA and you fly right back. You're back in LA that same day at 4 p.m. And so it's like, that is the worst day ever. Because you get home and you're like, oh man, everyone else is rehearsing right now. I feel so bad. It's like, you know, you don't want to get eliminated. So everyone, please vote for me. Yeah, so sometimes we get eliminated, and then we have opening number rehearsals on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. So if you're not there for GMA, when you're in GMA, you get eliminated, you don't learn the opening number, you're late, you're like behind, and then you come into the next rehearsal, everyone already knows the dance, and you're just like, not embarrassed, but like you kind of feel like, oh, I just got eliminated, I don't know the dance. It's just it's a train wreck for that week.
It sucks.
Oh, all right.
That positive.
On that awesome note,
We'll take about
vote for me. We're gonna take what?
5 minutes and then we'll start Artem's shot time.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this exclusive Q&A. Oh, man. Moral of the story, do not